In Movies and Money today, Eric Childress of the Chicago Film Critics Association joins us now for a look at what's ahead at the box office. Great to have you back as always.
Thank you.
Let's start with The Magnificent Seven.
Your shooting is good. Do it again. Sight the lowest part of the V, cheek resting against the stomach.
I had a father, thank you.
Okay, well, as everyone knows, this is a remake of the 1960 film that was essentially a remake of itself, of The Seven Samurai.
So let me ask you this. Will
Yes.
my dad like this? He's a big Western fan.
Yes, your dad will like this very much. Most people, I think, that like Westerns will find something to like in this movie. I think the film is just okay. I'm a big fan of these sort of classic Westerns, good versus evil, very simple battle lines kind of drawn, and the idea of getting a bunch of heroes together to defeat an ultimate evil can be a lot of fun. And I think the shootouts and some of the action scenes in this movie are pretty well done. Though in the fact, I think it is actually one of the most violent PG-13 movies that I've ever seen.
Really?
I'm very surprised that this movie did not get an R rating. I think the MPAA should actually be looked at. It's just time to stop making them an anonymous organization and sort of examine what how they're giving these ratings, because it is a very violent film.
Well, thank you for that warning for parents
Yes.
to know that. That was really important.
Yes, and as for the film itself, this is a movie that should be, I think, a lot more fun than it actually is. Like I said, the action beats are pretty good, but Denzel Washington actually has never looked more bored on screen than I think he does in this movie, which is weird considering that he's worked with Antoine Fuqua a few times. He obviously won the Oscar for Training Day. They did The Equalizer, which is a big hit a few years ago. Yeah, but here he seems very morose, not very as charismatic as he usually is. Kind of leaves that to Chris Pratt, who has now become the flavor of the month with all the hits he's been in. I think he's miscast in the film, but I think he's the only one that's actually kind of having some fun with the movie. Ethan Hawke and Vincent D'Onofrio are pretty good too. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but your dad will like it, and I think a lot of dads will like this movie.
That's all that matters. Let's move on now to Storks.
I'm the alpha. You're not even a beta. I'm the alpha. No, you're not the alpha.
Well, this is an interesting place for animated films. We've seen some successes in September over the past couple years. Once the summer box office has died down, we've seen Kubo and Pete's Dragon are kind of at the end of their runs. The Hotel Transylvania movies and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs films have all done over 100 million opening in the slot. There's nothing out there for kids right now. There's a Tim Burton film next week, a PG-13 kind of Harry Potter-ish like story that's coming out that we'll talk next week about. But until November, those are the only two films that are going to be out there for families. So Storks could cruise to $100 million.
Last week at the box office, Blair Witch debuted, and boy, investors yanked money out of that stock on Monday. The stock tumbled after it ramped up on the Friday before the film came out. People are not happy about the situation with Blair Witch.
No, they shouldn't be, and Lionsgate should be looking at this as a problem, because they've had a very spotty year. The Blair Witch Project, even though it was a huge success back in 1999, there are a lot of people that still have issues with that movie. I personally love the movie. I think it's really great, but a lot of people hear Blair Witch Project and they go, ugh. So I think when they heard the Blair Witch, that this movie was now that, they just didn't show up for it.
They were showing up for Sully.
They showed up for Sully, which is a movie that is going to be make $100 million. It's going to be the fifth film that Clint Eastwood has made that has made over $100 million. It's going to be the 15th film for Tom Hanks, not even counting the animated films like Toy Story and Polar Express. So you'll see Sully probably be a very solid number 3 this week after Magnificent Seven and Storks. Blair Witch, on the other hand, you'll probably see a massive drop-off on that. And that's okay for me because the movie's just not very good to begin with.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.